Is giving up alcohol enough to protect the liver? What other foods are harmful to this organ? How dangerous is their effect? In this video we answer these questions. Many of the foods on our list will surprise you, but limiting their consumption will save your health. What affects the liver? The answer to this question seems obvious. The liver is responsible for cleansing our body of processed foods, drinks, and medications. Accordingly, our liver is mainly harmed by chemical compounds that enter the body, including those from the foods that are the basis of our diet. That is why alcohol is not the only problem. Many foods that we love and even think are healthy can slowly kill the liver. Is fast food bad? Burgers, fries, and other popular food items can seriously harm the liver. The reason is the high content of trans fats, sugar, salt, and various flavorings. In fact, fast food combines almost all the negative components of our diet. What are the effects of fats? Excessive consumption of fats increases the load on the liver. Because of this begins to degrade its tissue, which is responsible for the function of this organ. It degenerates into fatty tissue. In the long term, this can lead to cirrhosis of the liver and even increase the risk of cancer. What does sugar have to do with it? You have to understand that fat and sugar digestion are closely related processes. Increased stress on the liver leads to impaired glucose absorption because the liver is involved in the process of insulin production. This leads to the development of diabetes. But sugar itself has a negative impact on the liver. Moreover, simple carbohydrates are easy to digest and a person is rapidly gaining weight. An excess weight leads to vascular deterioration and stresses the heart and liver. How does meat affect the liver? You need to distinguish between fresh meat and processed meat products like sausages, hams, and frankfurters. Processed meat is twice as bad, because it contains dyes, preservatives, a lot of salt and sugar. But unfortunately, fresh meat is not as harmless as it may seem. It contains a lot of protein, and a large amount of meat in the diet significantly increases the load on the liver. The result of this exposure is the same, the development of fatty liver hepatosis. What else can kill the liver? The most surprising in our list look dairy and flour products. It would seem that milk is a useful product, because it contains a lot of calcium and phosphorus. But at the same time, it has a lot of fats, which again, the liver has to process. And even more of them in cheese and ice cream. Plus, ice cream is also a source of sugar. That's why it's a good idea to choose milk with minimal fat content, and to eat ice cream only occasionally. Flour products are a daily guest on our table. If they are made of wholemeal flour, they can be considered useful, because such flour contains many valuable compounds, including fiber. But refined white flour lacks most of these compounds. These are fast carbohydrates that lead to the risk of diabetes and overweight, and increase the burden on the liver. This also includes refined cereals, such as rice. What about supplements? We've already said about sugar. But most industrial products contain salt, preservatives, and flavorings. Salt in small amounts is necessary for our body. But we are talking about 5 grams a day. And the prepared foods that we buy daily in the cooking sections of stores contain much more of it. And that's a problem, because excess salt poisons the liver and kidneys and leads to fluid retention. This puts a strain on the heart and leads to the formation of edema. Among the flavors worth mentioning is glutamate. This is a traditional ingredient in many Asian dishes. Regular use of this additive can lead to liver cancer. Of course, the risk of developing this terrible disease occurs after years of consumption of this additive. How to protect your liver? It is not necessary to remove the listed products completely, but it is necessary to significantly limit their quantity in the diet. Fruits can replace sweets. In this case, instead of sucrose you will get natural fructose, sugars that are better absorbed by the body. Also, fruits are full of vitamins and pectin, useful for digestion and cleaning the body. Watch your salt intake and try to eat as little sausage and other processed meat products as possible. Use fresh meat 2 or 3 times a week, and replace it with fish on the other days. And make at least one day a vegetarian. How do you protect your liver? Tell us in the comments.